Which one's me?
Is this the nines now?
Right.
Is this the nines?
Yeah. dream of a big like that.
Hello everybody and welcome to Coolmine Rugby Club in the north of Dublin. It's the All-Ireland final. It's Longhorns Rugby League versus the Dublin City Exiles. You've just seen the two teams on your screen, and I'm joined by a man who was involved in the Nines final we just had. Tell us a little bit about that.
I wasn't expecting to play today, to be fair. I was only coming down to watch the games, but a few boys pulled out, so I had to jump on there in the final, which was a bit of crack. Good way to start the day off.
Now, we're not used to rugby league games starting on time, so we've been caught on the hop a little bit here, but we're underway.
Oh, we're off.
First hit up of the day from the Longhorns, the Exiles. And a knock on there at dummy half from the Exiles hooker, Wayne Kelly, full Irish international, and pretty trying conditions today, pretty wet.
Yeah, it started off, looked as though it was going to be a rainy day, but we've dried up there and I think it's excellent conditions. The pitch is in great nick here, so looking forward to a good game.
Who would you say the favourites are? It's an 8-week season in the Irish domestic competition. Longhorns favourites here?
I'd say the Longhorns have had a great season. I don't think they've been beaten yet. I'm not telling a lie, they've been beaten once this year, and they've already beaten the Exiles twice, but anything can happen in a final. So.
And what about some of the clashes in this match? What are we expecting?
I'd say the big areas to look at are going to be up front. Both packs are fairly meaty, so fingers crossed we've got a bit of biff. James Mulvaney for the Longhorns, he's played in the Irish under-19s and Irish students this year. I'd say he'll be one to keep an eye on.
Longhorns number 1 is Matt Code, and his father Barry is the chairman of Rugby League Ireland, so that he's here today obviously. The little kick there, too big. And the halfback from Longhorns, Andrew Code, and obviously also a relative, a member of the Irish Rugby League Royal family. Tell us a little bit about this venue, Coolmine Rugby Club. It's a bit windswept and wet today, but not too bad.
It really has picked up. I mean, the facilities down here are fantastic, and it's a really great opportunity for us to get somewhere, so professional to play.
Eon Creeby, his nickname's Jurassic Park for some reason. Not normally a nickname that you would give a winger, but maybe we'll see during the course of the next 77 minutes why that's his nickname. Here he is, Jurassic Park, with the ball again, and Longhorns are camped in the red zone of the Dublin City Exiles. Big Jake Wall in 13 for the Longhorns. Kick from Andrew there. And looks like we've got another line dropout, do we? Or was that caught in the field of play? No. Yep, caught in the field of play. So a good early defensive stint there from the underdogs. Exiles, they withheld that little blitzkrieg, and now they get the chance to work their way out of trouble against the favourites here in the All-Ireland Rugby League final for 2019. The favourites being the defending team. No, they're not anymore. That's Longhorns RL. They've got the ball again. This will be the third pretty much consecutive set of 6 hammering the Exiles line.
Did he get that down? Oh, he did.
Yes, and that's our man, Jurassic Park, Eon Creeby. Managed to sneak over in the left corner there, and really just a function of their opponents putting too much pressure on themselves with errors. Fumble on their own 20 after successfully defending 2 sets. And now a 4-0 lead, everybody, in the All-Ireland final. It's Longhorns RL 4, Dublin City Exiles 0, with a conversion attempt to come from the fullback, Matt Code, from out near the sideline. Pretty windy, pretty treacherous there for young Matt. Across the face of the goal, and it's unsuccessful, so the score stays after about 4 minutes. It's Longhorns RL 4, Dublin City Exiles 0 here in the All-Ireland final for 2019. And what did you make of the try? From what you could see, we had to lean over the balcony here.
It was a difficult one to spot from our position. To be fair, I thought the Exiles were doing very well there defensively, but you can't just keep defending repeat sets. It's going to take its toll on you. And Owen Creeby did well to finish that in the corner.
So we're just awaiting. We've had a great day of rugby league here, just about every variety you could imagine. Some you maybe couldn't. We've had Masters, 9s, under 16s, some great football in the under 16s, great ball movement, giant fellas, guys twice the size of their opponents. It was really fun to watch. But now this game, the main event this afternoon at Coolmine Rugby Club is back underway with Longhorns RL on the attack against Dublin City Exiles. That's the first tackle of the set. And let's see what they've got up their sleeve now after taking an early 4-0 lead. Try in the corner from Eon Creeby for the Longhorns RL. And a fumble there, and what about that pass? Team tunnel ball pass from between the legs on the first tackle. Wouldn't see that in Australia or England. Thank God we're seeing it here today, but seen plenty of that all day.
Was that lost in the tackle?
An attempt at steal, unsuccessful. It's Andy Thompson there, first receiver. Back to Liam Gaffney. Wayne Kelly, he's played in the full Island side, including the heritage players, which makes him quite unique in this game.
Celebrated his 43rd birthday last week.
43rd. What did he? 1995 World Cup was he? Or?
Oh, I think he just missed out in that score.
Bit of a mix-up in goal there. Knock on both ways, but who knocked on first? The referees are walking us back, and it's going to be a scrum down.
Exiles ball.
With the feed to the attacking team, the Exiles. So it was Longhorns error first. And another shot at the line for the team that are outsiders this afternoon. The Dublin City Exiles, and it's the big second rower Gaffney standing out of the scrum and taking the first hit up. Not sure if Adam Cox, the Ireland Day representative, the halfback there in 7, I don't think he expected the ball just then. But now Denny McCarthy, he's an interesting guy, and he scored. He scored, Denny McCarthy. I was about to tell you who he was. I'll tell you who he is. He's the first try scorer for the Dublin City Exiles this afternoon. He's a Canadian international. He's from Tala. Pretty exotic for a rugby league player. I know it probably happens in other sports all the time. A Canadian international playing domestic competition here in Ireland. But he actually is an Irishman. He's from Tala. And he's also the goal kicker. So how about that? We've got perhaps the rank outsiders here this afternoon are about to take a lead. But if you've just tuned in, if that's what you do on the internet still, tune in. It's 4-all, Longhorns and Dublin City Exiles, and perhaps the lead is about to be taken by Dublin City Exiles. The goal is successful. So an unlikely scoreline early. Try and goal to Denny McCarthy, and Dublin City Exiles 6 lead Longhorns RL 4.
Yeah, that's a fantastic response from the Exiles after the early pressure. Looks like we're going to have a really good final on our hands here.
Yeah, I think the conditions kind of even things up a little bit. It's a summer competition here in Ireland, played over the course of a couple of months. And culminating obviously in this All-Ireland final today. These two teams are from the Republic and from generally the Dublin area, but we've had teams from the north and south and all over the place during the course of the afternoon. I want to thank our sponsors, Kratos Distribution. They're the sponsors of the stream, and this is Full-Time Productions. And of course, you're watching this thanks to Rugby League Ireland, who put all the work into getting these guys playing our game, and also put the work into today's finals day and to getting it streamed to you so you can watch it all around the world. Big day in Rugby League all over the place today. A couple of NRL games. Castleford at home to London. 2 regional finals in the United States Rugby League as well. Today, one of which will be streamed if you check out the Brooklyn Kings Facebook page. That will be about 5 hours from now. And of course, today's game though decides a national champion. And the ball there was touched in flight before going into touch, so not a 40-20, but the same result, which means the attacking team gets a scrum feed in very, very advantageous position. And again, that's going to be familiar, I think. Second rower for the Exiles there. Liam Gaffney standing out of the scrum, taking the first hit. Scheming hooker there, Wayne Kelly. Loses the ball. And it's a let-off there for, almost a fumble at dummy half there for Longhorns.
The Longhorns got away with that.
Of course, Longhorns represented Ireland in the Challenge Cup this year, didn't they? And played very well.
Yeah, they came very close to making it to the second round for the first time in an Irish club's history. So, fingers crossed they can make it next year and go one better.
Lots of exciting plans. Talking to Casey Dunn and Barry Code here in Ireland. A lot more interaction with the English game in the last 12 months. Tours, games against reserve sides from championship teams, and obviously the big deal here is the World Cup qualifiers at the end of the year.
Yeah, massively. So we have our Irish domestic side that travel over to England. We actually go over to Keithley Cougars next week to play their reserve side. A lot of these guys are in contention to hopefully get into the World Cup qualifying squad. So getting games against reserve sides, it's massive for the development of rugby league in Ireland in general, but also helps with our younger guys coming through.
And that kick for touch went nowhere near finding touch. So Exiles again with the ball, and Longhorns would be concerned about just some of the lack of polish early in this match.
I think it's uncommon for them to be under such pressure during a game. They've been winning their games comfortably this season, so hopefully they'll have a response to all the early pressure from the Exiles. But fair play to the Exiles, they've come here to play.
He's a big man, Barry Trenor, sorry, represented the Republic in the North versus South Origin. And not a bad end to the set, but the idea there would have been to pin Longhorns. Oh, chopped in half. Give us a replay of that one. I haven't got a screen, but for you at home or on your phone or wherever you are, I'm sure you'd like to see a replay of that.
Manny Coate did well to hold on to the ball there.
Yeah,
a much bigger man hitting him.
Certainly he did, yeah. And sledgehammer there was James Gallagher.
Square, yeah, that's the right call.
Yeah, marker's not square there. Universal signal. If you're a rugby league follower, you know that one. The marker's not square. If you are standing in front of the fella when he stands up to play the ball, the teammate must be directly behind you. If he's not, it's unfair advantage to the defensive team. It's a penalty. And it's a bit unusual. If you're a rugby league fan, you don't see that all the time. The referee taking the pass in from the ball boys. I have been asked to mention the ball boys. Sam Marshall and Paddy O'Hara. They're having a blinder so far. The two ball boys, they're my men of the match so far. Too quick for the players then. They had to pass the ball to the referee. So Longhorns a chance to reclaim the lead. The scoreline currently Dublin City Exiles 6, Longhorns RL 4.
Irish Student International record cap holder Matthew Connolly with a wee sortie there around the corner.
That was
a ball there.
A slips catch there. Not much cricket played here in Ireland, but for those of you watching in other countries, he didn't on the ground minding his own business and managed to prevent a try. Very good player, the Canadian international and try scorer there, Denny McCarthy.
Denny's actually part of the Irish domestic side coming away next weekend.
So tell us a little bit about they're called Island clubs. They're basically a residence team as opposed to a test team. Tell us a little bit about that team.
So it's pretty much a make-up of all the best players from the clubs throughout both the north and south of Ireland. We train every Sunday, as centrally as we can in Gormanston College. We're going for our third game of the year next week against Keighley, and then we've two more to finish the season out against Featherstone Rovers and the British Amateur Rugby League Association. But as I say, the games we play, they put massively towards improving the game in Ireland and hopefully getting a couple of our guys picked up across the water as well.
Big hit up there from Dan Byrne. Wayne Kelly there. Little dart out of dummy half. And a penalty for holding down. And the guilty party's got his hands in the air. I know nothing. Was Ryan Healy. Good to see these guys arrive hours ago and watch all the early games, wasn't it?
Yeah, no, it's fantastic to see the boys. You know, the big game this afternoon. They've come and support the full day's festivities. You know, it's really good to see, and it's really good to see such a big crowd here today as well.
So Exiles on the attack, trying to extend their 6-4 lead over the favourites this afternoon, Longhorns RL. I think I'll stop calling them favourites at half time if they're still behind. There's a late offload there.
Lost forward.
Of course,
tackle, was it?
Yeah, the referee called hell. Back in the day, that was a penalty. but 6
So yeah,
try.
you're not going to stop a big fella from that close out.
Yeah, we're going to another touchdown from Exiles, and it's Barry Trenor. Wow, this is a real upset in the offing now. Barry Trenor crashing over to the left of the post, and Denny McCarthy will attempt to convert. So 10-4 Big Buddy is the current score.
Fair play to the Exiles there. I thought Wayne Kelly had maybe taken just a bit too much out of it, but he timed his pass to perfection just to get the big man over.
And a big unit, isn't he? Very hard to stop close to the line. Barry Trenor, a South representative in the Origin series, and this, am I right in saying that this would be in the final, the first win for the year by Exiles over Longhorns?
Yeah,
Unsuccessful.
Played twice already, so this would be the first win for the Exiles. Should get over the line. Early days yet, but so far a really good game.
Yeah, I think Danny will be ruining that one if there's 2 points in it later, because it's a pretty similar position to where he landed the first, isn't it?
Yeah, I think he'd be disappointed.
And just talking to some people inside, the shirt, the jersey for the Island residents team, the Island clubs, very popular. Sold triple figures in Australia.
I believe so. Yeah, it's a new design this year. It actually incorporates the entire island of Ireland, the 4 provinces. So it's a really nice jersey, and it's justifiably very popular.
Jordan Tapley there with the ball. Looks like an elusive customer. He's been here for hours and hours watching all the games that were on earlier. Like I said, we had under 16s, Masters 9s, just about every variety of rugby league you can imagine. This venue is used by visiting international rugby union teams for training. It's used by GAA teams, the artificial pitch at one end. Lovely surface, great clubhouse, great hosts, and turnover there. And Longhorns, we've got passed off the deck. I think the ruling there, the ball was passed as the referee called held, and he's ruled a scrum. Unusual ruling. Do you follow that one?
I didn't see what happened there, to be honest. It was a bit of a muddle in the middle. Thought maybe there was a touch of a knock on from the Exiles.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. Well, if it's depending on the feed, that should resolve the issue. But very important now, important period for Longhorns to try to sort of reassert their superiority, and they have that opportunity with the ball.
It's a smashing hit, young Kevin Farga.
Yeah, Connor Creevy is in 12. No doubt related to Jurassic Park. Brother?
Yeah, they are brothers, although they don't look anything alike, apart from they're both very tall.
Connor, Island Students representative, and he plays in that Island Clubs team we've been discussing for the last 5 or 10 minutes as well. Matt Code moving into dummy half. Ball finds touch. And again, the priority for Exiles here is going to be just to fight their way out of trouble, finish the set off well, maybe find touch, put in a good defensive stint, and then try and add to their total. They are ahead 10-4. It's Dublin City Exiles leading Longhorns RL in the All-Ireland final for 2019. Thanks for joining us on the Island Rugby League Facebook page, and the production is brought to you by Kratos Distribution and of course Full-Time Productions, who are actually doing it, Rugby League Ireland, who've organised it. And you would have also been able to see the Nines final on the Rugby League Nines Facebook page, and this game's showing on the Rugby League Hub Facebook page as well. So wherever you're watching us, thanks for doing so. I hope you're enjoying your Sunday or Saturday, afternoon, or early hours of Sunday morning if you're in New Zealand or Australia, or late morning if you're in North America. No better way to spend a Saturday than watching some rugby league, and there's more and more, with every passing day, there's more and more rugby league available across so many different platforms. What a big hit that was.
The Exiles definitely aren't messing about in defence today. They're in for they're looking for their big shots on the Longhorns big man.
Yeah, they've got their tails up now, haven't they? They've got an unexpected lead, and now they want to really show that they mean business when they haven't got the ball.
It's a great take in the corner there.
Penalty for a high hit there. No, it's offside. Offside.
That's a real shame. The Longhorns had finished their set well there and looked as though they were going to trap the Exiles in. It's a soft penalty to give away when you're in an advantage position like that.
He does everything. Danny McCarthy is the try scorer, the goal kicker, also kicks for touch. Oh, look at that wind. It almost landed behind where he kicked it. Not quite. So yes, a hard-working team, the Dublin City Exiles, punishing defensively, patient in attack, but a bit of flair when necessary. And that was Liam Gaffney, who does a lot of work for them.
He's certainly getting in the carries at the minute, is young Gaffney.
Andy Thompson moving into dummy half, and a knock on there from James Gallagher. No, it's a holding down actually.
Right, that's a soft penalty.
Yeah, I didn't see much in that tackle. But Danny McCarthy, not going to forget his name because he's involved in play about every 30 seconds. He finds touch. Andy Thompson passes the ball into the hooker. Number 9, Wayne Kelly. And can they add to their total? Will Weaver is the centre, just takes a settler there. James Kenny, nicknamed Shrek. Bit more apparent than the other fella called Jurassic Park as to the reasons for that. Fumble.
I wouldn't be saying that to Shrek's face.
Well, more apparent. Not blatantly apparent, just more apparent. Oh, big hit there. Oh, what a great that break has just come from nothing for Longhorns. Wow. The defence just froze there.
Can the Longhorns take advantage of this? It's great carry.
I'll just check this pronunciation. Is it Kevin Vanoa? 11 for Longhorns. Is that
looks right? Yeah.
Kevin Vanoa. He's the one who made the break, and he's been in a dummy half 2 out of the 3 play the ball since. Little kick on the last from Andrew Code. Too big.
Just feels like the Longhorns are starting to get a bit of rhythm about them again.
Yeah, they are. The little break there from Kevin. That just came from nothing. He's a slightly built fella for a second rower, but obviously quite deceptive, hard to tackle. The defence just fell away. And those sort of lapses in the middle of the field defensively, that's dangerous in a final. Kevin Varga. I can't read my own writing. Kevin Varga. Apologies to Kevin and his family.
His dad's standing down there, I'll tell him.
Yes, that's right. I've shared a car with them. I didn't think Vanoa sounded right. Vanoa's like, it's Italian. They're not Italian.
Romanian, I believe.
I think so, yeah.
Played in our Irish students team this year. He was actually the youngest player on tour at a Magic tournament.
Great take.
So, really well done there from Matty Code. It's a great break from Matt Connolly. He's done very well there to make some yards.
Matt Connolly listed in 4 in my program, but
I think the problem there is Matt likes a really tight top, so 4 probably wasn't tight enough for him. I believe that number 20 is an extra small.
Would he rather play with no shirt at all if he had a choice?
He didn't hear that from me.
Yeah, those end of set options are just not, those little kicks just not coming off, are they? They're being defended really well by Exiles.
Exiles are doing really well there to pick up all the kicks that the Longhorns are trying to put through. I think the Longhorns might have to mix it up a bit.
Haven't mentioned Jack Henchy yet for some reason, the fullback for Exiles, but he's playing really, really well. Obviously, he's the one diffusing those little kicks. Here he is with the ball. Offside penalty against Longhorns, and I guess we're getting to that stage of the first half where a bit of fatigue starts to set in, and you do start to creep offside.
The benches maybe start to be used here a bit. I think the penalty count is definitely in favour of the Exiles. The Longhorns are starting to give away some soft scores. Be interesting to see if they can capitalise on this now.
That is a big touch finder. I mean, that's made 30 metres. And I wouldn't say the wind's going the other way, so it's a great effort. That's against the wind, that touch finder. 10-4. It is Dublin City Exiles leading Longhorns RL in the All-Ireland Final for 2019 here at Coolmine Rugby Club in Dublin. And the team in the lead, the team in green, they're on the attack. They're the Dublin City Exiles. They're on the attack, looking to extend their lead. It's Cox with the ball.
He's lost a forward.
Yeah, it was definitely an attempt at offload, not a steal there.
Don't want to be giving the ball away cheaply when you're that close to the line with tackles in hand.
Represented Ireland A, represented the South in Origin, represented Leinster, Adam Cox, and it's one of those situations where you're not it's a loose carry. I guess it was close to the line, maybe worth the risk, but you're burning a lot of juice at away possession before the end of your set. You've got to be very careful there. Don't see a lot of scrum into the second row. So pretty much in rugby league, it's sometimes you do see it, but it's not really a contest. It's just a punctuation in play. It's just a way to start a set piece, a different way to attack.
Longhorns going wide from their own line. That's a bold move.
Yeah, spreading it in their own quarter. But we have seen a lot of adventurous rugby league here this afternoon in all the games. This is, the most at stake all afternoon. So this is probably the most conservative rugby league we've seen. Ah! Another great break there. That was our man, Kevin Varga again. Had a bit of a peek there. And I think you'll find there the hooker for Exiles.
Wayne Kelly.
I've got the ball in offside position. He was in front of his teammate, wasn't he? Probably should
bit of a mix-up between himself and Adam Cox there.
No, he's just going to put down a scrum. No, I think that's a right decision.
Yeah.
I think he received the ball in an offside position, Kelly. So chance for Longhorns RL.
Referee's done very well there, yeah.
Chance for Longhorns RL to maybe take the lead or at least draw level. They are, they're not going to take the lead here. They could draw level. 10-4, Big Buddy is the score at the moment, with Dublin City Exiles ahead of Longhorns RL in the All-Ireland final. Matthew Connolly takes a tap, goes himself. James Mulvaney took the hit up, and it looks like he's forced his way over. Wow. There was not much subtlety involved in that.
No,
Big James.
Not. Wham bam, thank you, ma'am.
James Mulvaney, he plays in the Irish Clubs 13, the representative side that tours England periodically, and with his team right on the back foot, staring very much an upset defeat in the face, he's just taken matters into his own hands. One off the ruck, head down, bum up, straight at the line, and scores the second try for Longhorns RL. They now trail 10-8 with, as they say in the classics, a kick to come. Matt Code now lining that conversion attempt up, just to the left of the uprights here.
Ooh,
and kicks it across the face. So Longhorns are still down 10-8. And have we got a half-time break? Yes, it's half-time. So it's half-time here in the All-Ireland final, the Coolmine Rugby Club. And the scoreline, Dublin City Exiles 10, lead Longhorns RL 8, and pretty absorbing first half.
Yeah, definitely. I think the physicality was it's been massive, and the Exiles just have the edge on the Longhorns at the minute. I think they're putting in the bigger shots and they're beating them at the breakdown, but you can see at the end the Longhorns are starting to get their rhythm about them, and I think if they can start the second half the way they finished it there, we could be in for a thrilling second half here.
Yeah, what would the what do you think? What do you think Exiles would have focused on this week tactically? They've already played these guys a couple of times this season. So, what sort of things they looked at? Certainly defending those kicks at the end of sets. That's something they're doing very well, isn't it? Would they have sort of
I think
learned from the previous matches there?
They've just worked on their basics. They want to come in and just be able to play their own game plan, but at the same time, the Exiles or the Longhorns, have a fantastic kicking game, and it really looks as though the Exiles have done their homework here, because the Longhorns haven't been able to put the ball where they want to and play from the position that they want to play from.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
just been advised by the director, you probably heard him, that Casey Dunn, the domestic performance director, I know Casey, I didn't know his title, is coming up to have a chat, and we're going to talk about the match, and we're also going to talk about the progress of rugby league in Ireland. Now, Casey, I've always wanted to say welcome to the central commentary position, like Richie Benno. This is the central commentary position. Casey, firstly, your impressions of the match?
To be honest with you, I actually don't think we're doing what we're supposed to be doing. Just think a bit of egos took over and lads are sticking the ball up under their arm and not appreciating the way we've got here without moving the ball the way we should be. I'm a bit disappointed with a lot of the decision makers there because they're actually not making any decisions, and that's the biggest thing. We've had a couple of kicks where we chased it up and we've got a bit of a result out of it, but we haven't used it. We're playing the way they play and we're not really doing what we're doing, and we're just hanging in there. I think if we up it a gear, it's future, isn't it, for us really?
Yeah, what about Exiles? Have they surprised you with their performance?
They're quite a rugged outfit. They've got some quite big lads in the middle that run hard and they'll put a shot on, but they haven't really surprised me, but I'm just more surprised at the fact that our lads are still stuck in second gear, to be honest with you.
So you're not down there doing the halftime pep talk for Longhorns, but if you were, what would you be saying to them?
I don't think I'll be able to repeat it on here, unfortunately.
Okay, tell us a little bit about them. We've got people watching all over the place, and they probably don't know much about rugby league in Ireland. So I know restart is coming very soon, but give us a quick run through the exciting things that are happening here in Ireland.
I think we're going for about 17 or 18 representative games this year, from the two senior World Cup internationals, big massive games at the end of the season, from Challenge Cup to under 19s games, 16s games, students, Irish club sides playing Featherstone Reserves and Keighley, and we've actually got Barla as a double header on the World Cup qualifier against Italy. So there's loads of things happening. We've got a lot of kids coming into the game, there's more youth playing the game, and we've a decent enough game out here today. Conditions aren't exactly great for it, but at the same time still not a bad spectacle, to be honest.
Well, good luck in the second half. We might talk to you afterwards.
Yeah, no problem.
You might be celebrating or drowning your sorrows. You'll be drinking one way or another.
I'm not allowed to drink. Right, talk to you after, said.
Thanks.
Cheers.
Casey. So here we go. We're underway once more. Running from right to left is the team in front, 10-8. Whoa, big hit to start the second half there. It's Dublin City Exiles in front, and Longhorns are with the ball. Another massive hit. They're defending that 2-point lead with all they got. Real big focus on heavy defence for the Dublin City Exiles. A little bit of a scoot.
The Exiles' physicality has been superb today. Their defence has been, they've been really hard and really wanting to, stop the yards. So just hope they can keep it up for the next 39 minutes.
It's all about attitude, isn't it? And you show in your defence what your attitude is like. And also, when you have a big lead and it gets whittled away like it did late in the first half to only 2 points, you could go into your shell. It could affect your confidence, or you can just up the intensity, and I think that's what Exiles have done in the first 30 seconds of the second half anyway.
I think the half-time break definitely did them the world of good because they've come out ready to go again.
Pretty composed sort of set so far, nothing too fancy. Kick for touch, unsuccessful.
Jurassic Park himself picks it up.
Jurassic Park, the T-Rex, the Velociraptor.
I think he is about 6'7", judging from here. There's his brother on the ball, Connor Creeby, another Irish student international.
It's funny, isn't it? Because part of me wants to look at him and go, maybe they call him Jurassic Park, but you can't say any of that, can you? So,
No.
you know, if I was to, it's best to just leave it alone, you know. I'm not close enough anyway to see why they call him Jurassic Park, but he's been a good player for Longhorns, hasn't he? Number 11.
Oh, Matt Coates done really
great.
well there.
What about the sidestep
Fantastic
there?
score.
Matt Code, thoroughbred run. Scores between the posts. And Longhorns RL hit the front. 12-10 with the kick to come.
That's a superb individual try. The
It
Exiles
was.
would be disappointed about the defence. I think they thought they had him, but he just got out of their grasp.
Kevin Varga, though, with the hit up immediately before, got in, you know, behind the marker, quick play the ball, and then bang, like a slingshot. The fullback, Matt Code, just galloped away like a gazelle, turned the fullback, who's defended very well, inside out in one movement, and now he's going to convert his own try. And I'm pretty willing to say that will make the score 14-10. The favourites are back in front. It's Longhorns RL leading Dublin City Exiles. The form line is back on track. Just a few minutes into the second half here at Coolmine Rugby Club in Dublin. Good try.
Oh, fantastic score there from Matty Cody. Really good footwork and just his strength to get through a couple of tackles there as well. It looked like he was going to get brought down. He's done really well to finish that off. Be interesting to see how the Exiles respond.
Yeah, 14-10. Not sure what I just said. I might have said 12-10 or 14-8, but yes, 14-10. Kratos Distribution are our sponsors, and our production company is Full Time Productions, doing a great job so far, despite the dodgy head commentator. And the Rugby League Ireland are bringing you this. Wow, another big hit from the kickoff. Big Shrek seems to love taking the kickoff, and his opponents seem to love putting him on his back. And they're falling behind, but that defensive intensity definitely has not dropped off for Dublin City Exiles. What do we got here? We got markers not square. No, just play it again.
Yeah. I'm not really
Descent.
sure what's going on here.
Not really sure what that ruling was, but doesn't matter. Same thing happens. (14-10) in the All-Ireland final. That's the scoreline. It's Longhorns RL leading Dublin City Exiles, and the team with the ball at the moment in red, running left to right on your computer screen. That is Longhorns RL. They represented Ireland in the Challenge Cup this year. Ryan Healy there playing the ball. Big kick downfield. Will find touch. No, won't. It's Mark Keating with the ball.
Oh, he's lost that.
He lost it, but the referee didn't see it.
completely
We did.
missed it.
Touchies should have seen it, but of course they're not wide for sound, so just easy to let things go.
Yeah, the Exiles have got away with that. They're very, very lucky. That could have been a turning point in the game, and the Longhorns have the potential there to really get away on the scoreline.
The crafty Wayne Kelly, a bit of a face ball there to the hard-working Liam Gaffney. Might have gone a little forward, but again, play on. Let's just get on with things, as maybe that one did too. It's James Gallagher. It's not pronounced Gallagher over here. They're the Gallagher brothers in Oasis, if you're Irish, not the Gallaghers.
Depends what part of the country you're from.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So in the north you say Gallagher.
Oh no, it just depends what town you're
Oh,
from.
right, like, all right, okay. That's all right. Longhorns now with the ball, 14-10 leaders, and that's the centre Matthew Connolly,
Oh, very
two
nice
times
play there.
All-Ireland champion Matthew Connolly. Will it be 3 this afternoon. He plays the ball. Ryan Healy with the hit up. Kevin Varga, one of the better players here this afternoon. Sam Bashford, properly named there, Mr. Bashford. Josh McNamee, 5/8 for Longhorns. And the referee wants to talk to, might be the centre, Matthew Connolly. That's probably in his role as captain, do you think? Or
Not sure what's going on there. He's explaining what he's given the call here for.
yeah,
Or maybe is the referee not happy with substitutions being made or how they're being made?
very unusual. Good to see some personality in refereeing anyway. They're not so much mistakes, it's just different. You know, like, I didn't see that, so play the ball again.
I would like to see more input from the touch judges if they could, to try and help them out in the middle, because it can be difficult for a referee. There's a lot of bodies going on. It is, you know, you can't miss the odd call, but when you have two touchies there, it should make your life a lot easier.
It should. Jack
Oh, ball lost
Henchy.
there. Wayne Kelly again with the accidental offside, is it?
No, I think it's just a fumble. I think it's just going to be a knock on.
Oh, not on.
Okay. Just another word from the director there. We're going to be definitely talking to some participants after the match. Players, coaches, directors. Maybe Oasis, we'll talk to them. As long as I say Gallagher correctly.
Liam or no?
Some innocent passers-by, we'll interview them as well. Scrum win there for Longhorns, 14-10 leaders here in the All-Ireland final.
We've actually just been joined by the winners of the All-Ireland Nines, they were right, the Ulster Barbarians, who seem to be tucking into a few pints of the black stuff.
Why not? Be joining them later on.
I'll be joining them soon enough.
Bit of perhaps a poke in the eye there for Matt Code, receiving a bit of attention. He's okay. Play on. Big man there, Jake Wall, hard to bring down. Varga, very good player. McNamee. Leo Lihan.
He's got to break free there. It's not wrestling enough to get up.
It's the wiry Kevin Varga. Got two players in 11, which is confusing. Jack O'Brien trying to straighten things up a little bit. They'll attack from here. Andrew Code, met him before the game. Nice kid.
Oh, he wasn't expecting that. Oh,
Try score in the first half. Will he get another one?
Oh, he's over. He's over.
It's a try to James Mulvaney, second of the afternoon, and they extend their lead.
You'd be happy with that. The Exiles, you can see in defence, are starting to tire there.
18-10, kick to come. It's Longhorns over Exiles in the All-Ireland final for 2019. And you're right, yeah, they're starting to tire a little bit. just to recap, it was a surprise early lead for Dublin City Exiles, 10-4. They held that lead for a lot of time, maybe about half an hour in the first half. Didn't surrender the lead until just after the break. Second try of the second half there, though, for the favourites, Longhorns RL. They now lead 18-10 with a kick to come. Referee having a word there to Matty Code. He's had a few peripheral concerns this afternoon, the referee.
Yeah, I think he's missed a couple of knock-ons at vital stages, but like I said earlier, I think if the touch judges could help him out a bit more, maybe enlighten him to what he's missing, it might help a bit.
And that one is successful, so 20-10 now. Longhorns RL over Dublin City Exiles in the All-Ireland final for 2019. For your sponsors, Kratos Distribution, and this broadcast being brought to you by Full Time Productions. Rugby League Ireland are broadcasting it. I'm representing Mascot Browns, which is a merch company. You buy Ireland and all other countries' gear there. Mascot Browns with a Z.com or .com.au if you're in Australia, or .us if you're in the United States. And the broadcast of the All-Ireland final is on the Rugby League Ireland Facebook page, and you can also find it on the Rugby League Hub Facebook page. Danny McCarthy about to restart this decider.
Yeah, the Exiles are under pressure now. They need to get the next score. This game could get away from them.
Love these collisions from the kickoff, though. The big fellas, there's no subtlety, is there? The big fellas just love
they
the
love a
kickoff.
bit of bosh,
I think that they don't care about the rest of the set of six. It's just the
Who can
first
make the biggest hit.
yeah.
That's the way it should be. As a former front rower, I can appreciate it.
Handy player James Mulvaney, isn't he? Built like a footballer too.
He's only got one vision. He's just going straight forward. There's no pass being given there.
Someone's got to do it. Can it be Fancy Dan's? Here he is. Bang! Here he goes again.
Oh, the big
Bang! Here he goes again.
He loves it.
Loves it.
He's got one vision, straight forward.
Blindside there. Little kick from Varga. We've got two fellas in 11. If Varga puts Varga over for a try, I'm in trouble.
Be dangerous.
And they're really on their heels now. The Exiles have got to find something. They put so much. Oh no! Lost the ball. It's going to be a steal, is it?
Very lucky.
I think it was a loose carry, but the referee's going to rule it as a steal.
Touchy's coming on, is he? Nope.
Oh,
Thought about it.
bit of a warning there for one of the trainers. Danny McCarthy kicks for touch. That's ruled to have been a ball steal. Almost hit me in the head there, the ball. That's ruled to have been a ball steal. Thought it was a bit of a loose carry. The attacking player was dominated, but that's just the sort of decision that the Dublin City Exiles needed, because they're under a lot of pressure. They're down 20-10 in the All-Ireland final for 2019. One hand on the trophy is the team defending at the moment, Longhorns RL. Big Barry Tranor, one of the better players for the Exiles. Wayne Kelly, McCarthy,
Touch
onto the
forward
fullback,
there.
Henchy. Might have been a touch forward.
Yeah. Got away with it, so fair play. That's just
Kelly kicks. And it's a good kick, just a little bit too big for Mark Keating, the Ireland under-19s international. But a good scoring opportunity for a team that's struggling a bit at the moment. So that'll give him some encouragement, some whiff of hope that they might be able to pull this game out of the fire. They're currently down 20-10. Do you know much about the history of these two clubs?
Exiles have been around, I think they're one of the most decorated clubs we have. The Longhorns have literally over the past couple of years they've just taken over. Their development program is probably the best in Ireland, and I think they've a significantly younger squad than the Exiles. But the Exiles have recruited well this year. They've really put a good squad together. I mean, I think they're the only club that were able to field, in the final today, and they actually had a team in the nines this afternoon. So.
And what's that down to, do you think? The energy of a few individuals, or just some good players coming along at the same time?
It's difficult to say. I mean, the Longhorns have a lot of the 19s. Casey Donald's done a really good job there. He brings through a lot of the youth, and as we go away next week, we're actually taking, I think, 7 under-19s in our squad to the Keithley game, which is just fantastic, and it's great for the future of the game.
So left and right, Wayne Kelly can go either way. He's gone to the right. Denny McCarthy, try scorer in the first half.
Denny's saying I want it all at the minute.
Oh, 3 players, at least 2 unmarked, 2.5 players unmarked.
Should have been a
for
score.
The Exiles, and that really would have put the cat amongst the pigeons there. 10-point margin at the moment, and they seem to be down on energy, but a penalty got them out of trouble. Almost scored on the left, almost scored on the right, and now they've got to try to contain Longhorns and have another shot and try to make a game of this. But they've been good. First hour, full of energy, very determined. Maybe just fitness lagging a little bit at the moment, but the game is still wide open. Some big hits there on the first tackle of this set.
I just hope the Exiles can get their second wind and try and claw their way back into this.
Certainly some sort of wind. You can hear it in the mic. Yeah, maybe that's their second wind you can hear.
It's definitely picking up.
So it's Longhorns RL rumbling upfield, just trying to get out of trouble, hold on to that 10-point lead they currently hold over Dublin City Exiles. Few hit-ups, last tackle, a kick now into a very treacherous wind. Keep it low, and I think Casey Dunn will be happy with that.
Good line chase from the Longhorns there.
Yeah, lots of determination there.
Equally good exit from the Exiles fullback there. I think he's done really well.
Yeah, Jack Henchy, really good player there. Mark Keating. Mark's on this side, apologies. It's Jordan Tapley there. Holding down.
Yeah.
I don't know, some of those holding down penalties are a bit random.
They're very soft, yeah. Don't think the consistency has been there.
We're not here to
definitely
bag referees or anything, but they're just a bit unexpected, that's all. But anyway, it's good for the contest.
Keeps it interesting.
It does. Not that the referee is deliberately trying to do that, but that is a byproduct. Wayne Kelly to restart play. See, that was quite a slow play to ball too, wasn't it? But anyway, we really like this fella, Liam Gaffney. Good player.
Put in a serious shift today. He just wants to play the game and get on with it. He's a bit of a no-nonsense second row.
Adam Cox is waiting. The biographical notes for Adam Cox said, nickname Coxie. Thanks for that. James Gallagher. Big Barry Trenor. In the background, he's just watching. There's Adam Cox. Coxie.
Great offload there from Coxie.
Jack Henchy. Cox with a little kick out of dummy half.
Dink.
Unfortunately, the man outside him.
Oh, Jurassic Park. Oh, they've kept him out.
Jurassic Park there, buried. And it's a line dropout, and geez,
Yeah,
we've got a time out here. I think
Exiles player
both
time
sides,
there, yeah.
both sides exhausted, out on their feet. Just see random Souths guy off to my left there. He's everywhere, random Souths guy.
Oh, they're everywhere.
They're everywhere. Geez, you'd like to have a percentage of their merch, wouldn't
As
you?
a Souths fan, I'm okay with it.
So what have we got here?
Are they taking a break for the injuries? Taking them
Yeah,
off?
it's an injury break. It would
So you
appear.
let them get a bit of water. Oh, it's touch. What's the touch judge doing on?
Yeah, it's a bit unusual. Unfortunately,
Maybe
we're a
wanna
bit
be on-
spoiled these days with our rugby league on TV because we get to hear the referees and touch judges speaking now.
Yeah.
And some people don't like it. I guess it takes a bit of the mystery out of, you know.
I think it helps a lot.
Yeah,
When you can, rather than guessing what's going on.
Late 90s, I saw a couple of games in America, World Cup qualifiers, where they mic the referees up and they talk to the crowd like they do in the NFL.
Yeah.
So he would have said, "It's a break for an injury." He would have explained it to everybody, which isn't a bad idea. But anyway, line drop out, as you were. Pretend the last 90 seconds didn't happen. And it'll be Dublin City Exiles on the attack. They're down 20-10. Haven't given the score for a while. 20-10 it is. Longhorns RL over Dublin City Exiles. Still going there.
That's a big
Kick the
carry.
ball.
Oh, he's taking somebody out there.
Working the blind side. Danny McCarthy, the
That's a great offload.
Canadian international. Alex Duff with the ball. Wayne Kelly working the players inside. Will Weaver there, the other centre. Kelly onto Trenor, loses it.
Has it gone back?
And that's, geez, that was a golden opportunity there for Exiles, wasn't it?
They'll be really disappointed with that. I think that was their chance to try and get back on the scoreboard and try and claw their way back in.
Just the pace of everything's dropped now.
Yeah.
Both sides fatigued.
Fatigue's definitely starting to set in. I'm not surprised with the amount of ferocious hits that have gone in. It's you're never going to be able to keep that up for 80 minutes, you know.
So the season's over tonight. Tomorrow's not Mad Monday because it's Sunday. But what do they do? What do most of these guys go and play rugby union, or do they play other sport, or do they do nothing? What do they do?
I think the majority of lads have a union club. I think we're quite fortunate though that the Irish domestic team, we have a few more games, so the season's not over for them.
Yeah.
A lot of these guys actually have training tomorrow, so hopefully they're not too bad and bruised.
You'll be keeping an eye on them, or
Yeah.
grab them by the ear and drag them out if they're getting a bit too rowdy.
Oh no, I think they've earned their beers tonight. But tomorrow we have our last run through before the Keithley game next week, and there's quite a few of the lads here involved. So no, the rugby league season, it's not completely over. We've still the domestic games to get through. I think there's a few under 19s, and then obviously the World Cup qualifiers in October, November as well.
So anyone we're watching now, will we see? I know there is a match involving the clubs. The residents team is it's a double header. It's at Santry. Please get along if you have the opportunity to come across. I know people came across last year from England to watch those matches against Scotland and France. Please come back. But any of these fellas possibly make the main Irish team?
I think there's a couple of guys with, they're in contention to get into the squad. Matt Code certainly he's had a superb season. He had a fantastic game for the Irish domestic side against Featherston. That's a great kick.
Yeah, that's just a pressure reliever, isn't it? That's what you need.
Young James Mulvaney as well, I think, because he's in with a great shout of getting in the senior squad for the World Cup qualifiers. But luckily I don't get to make those decisions, so I'll leave that to the coaches.
It's one of the great things about International Rugby League, which people overlook, is the players coming from different levels. And learning from each other. And within those teams, if it's a good team, there's no hierarchy. The NRL players aren't any better than the local guys, and they all muck in, and it's a great life experience.
Oh, but it's brilliant, especially for some of these young guys. You know, they're starting off their rugby league careers, and they're getting to play with the likes of Tyrone McCarthy, who's playing in Super League every week, and it helps with the development as much as anything. Getting to spend a couple of weeks training with these guys, you learn a lot. You can bring it back to the domestic game. So the domestic representative team, the club's 13, they're playing the British Community Lions. Is that right? They're playing the Barla? Barla, British Amateur Rugby League.
Yeah. So realistically, how do you fancy your chances against them?
Provided we can keep injury free, I think we've done really well. I mean, we surprised a lot of people against Featherstone.
Here he goes, Wayne Kelly into the clear. We'll stop pontificating and call the action.
Poor Wayne looked like a salmon on the floor there. Oh, is he going to get in?
Oh!
No.
Did he get there before the dead ball? No.
Just bounced over.
Adam Thompson it was. Sorry, Andy Thompson. Andy Thompson, it was a risky move.
Very, very
chipped ahead for himself and just backed himself and just didn't get there. Were the touchies up with that? Were they on the ball?
Didn't look like it. Luckily the referee was though.
Yeah. Jeez, he must have been close.
I think he was inches away from it.
Again, we just need, for a grandstand finish, we need Exiles to jag a try, convert it, and then it's 20-16, and we're going to have an amazing finish. But it's still very tense, very even game. Certainly not one-sided, as some people told me it might be.
No, I think we're definitely going to get a close game today. The Exiles they've come and they're really up for it, and fair play to them. I just hope they can keep this going and try and get their way back into the game.
But from my point of view, just becoming familiar with some of the players, and I'm looking forward to the start of next season. Could we call all 8 weeks next year, or maybe start a 24-hour-a-day Irish Rugby League channel? Do you think?
See if we get the viewers for that. I'm happy to help out.
Yeah, sure. I'll give Rupert Murdoch a ring as soon as broadcast finishes.
If the money's good, I'll do it.
Yes. Oh, that was very close to forward.
Put the brakes on there a bit.
So, if you've only just turning on your computer or your phone, this is the All-Ireland Rugby League Final for 2019. The team with the ball now is Longhorns RL. They play in England's Challenge Cup, and they are leading 20-10 over Dublin City Exiles, who led at half-time and led 10-4 early. And there we go. That is the decider. That is the premiership. That is the All-Ireland title. Matt Code just tiptoes through the Exiles tulips and dots down out near the left. And 24-10, the game's over. And great effort.
You have to take your hat off to the Exiles. They've come here to play a physical game, and they just couldn't keep it going for 80 minutes.
Yeah, it was just a little bit too experienced and too familiar with each other, perhaps, the Longhorns RL. But ladies and gentlemen, Longhorns RL are your All-Ireland champions for 2019, and Matt Code is the man who guaranteed them that title with a smart little run, as I said, tiptoeing between some desperate tied defence in the left corner, and he'll try to convert his own try. 24-10, kick to come, Longhorns RL over Dublin City Exiles. And the end of a great afternoon. Nines, Masters, under 16s.
Fantastic.
And a sideline conversion. What a way to underscore a great second half and a great comeback. 26-10. So Well, I'm not good at maths, but it was 10-4 at one point, and now it's 26-10. So that means they've scored 22 unanswered points.
Yeah,
22 unanswered points to...
It's a great effort from the Longhorns. You know, they've done really well. They've gelled together. They haven't lost their heads, and for such a young side to be so composed, it's you expect big things from them in the future.
So in that club's 13, how big a proportion of it is made up of Longhorns players?
Let me see if I can count them quickly. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's around 7 of them involved next week, maybe 8.
Denny McCarthy to restart. 26-10 Longhorns over Exiles in the All Islands final. And we love these kickoffs. Way! Oh. They're fantastic. You can put together a great package of just the kick returns from the kickoff, the restart returns.
There's been some fantastic shots put in today, all right now.
Big James Kenny driving towards the try line. Hard to bring down Kenny. But he thought he got there. He fancied himself.
I think he got that. Very unlucky. I thought he had that down.
Jack Henchy thought the big miracle Wally Lewis ball was going to bring the try, but easier said than done. If it was easy, everyone would do it. Denny McCarthy now, palms off 1, palms off 2, an offhander there.
Gaffney was unlucky there.
Liam Gaffney loses the ball on the tackle. There's a bit of
afters.
Yeah, a bit of ill feeling there, not what we need. We don't want this broadcast to go viral for the wrong reasons.
Definitely not.
We don't want to be on CBS 6 o'clock news tomorrow.
Yeah, 1 million hits on YouTube.
Yeah. Scrum win there for Longhorns. And you would imagine they'll just try to play a relatively conservative set, kick for touch, and they're leading 26-10, 22 unanswered points they've scored against Exiles here in the final. We're at Coolmine Rugby Club. Thanks for their hospitality. Also thanks to Kratos Distribution. Thanks to Full-Time Productions. Thanks to Rugby League Ireland. And I'll put in a plug for something that I'm involved in, Mascot Browns as well, which is where you get all your great Rugby League gear. Browns with a Z. Break now for Longhorns. And so, as All Island winners, does that mean, whoa, short offload there. I'll ask the question when there's a break in play. It's an important question. So kick for touch now. No.
Has he played at that? Has he played at it?
Play on.
What's up?
Connor Creeby there taking the hit. Daniel Norton, a dummy half. And the players who were earlier threatening to get involved in a stink, they just shook hands. I thought it was full time, but it's just they're just being good-natured, making amends. So the referee's just got some concerns about some of the defence there from Barry Trenor, having a chat to him. It's a good head taller than him, but it seems Barry's having more to say than the referee. Anyway, it'll be the 26-10 leaders in this match, Longhorns RL. We've got a touch judge's report of an elbow in the face. As I said, the players have actually already settled their differences before the touch judges come in and report it to the referee, which is not a sort of sequence that I've
kind of feels like we're just wasting time at this stage.
Yeah. The players should go over and go, mate, I've already said sorry, or I've accepted his apology. Can
Let's just crack on.
Just play on, yeah.
At least the touchies get to be on TV.
Yes, although you were saying that they probably had some better opportunities earlier and were camera shy at the time. So just checking the watch there, just make sure that neither side. I bet the referee's saying, look, you know, we've got not many minutes to go. We don't want either side to finish short-handed. Season's almost over. You don't want your ban to extend into the great tour of England. You'll miss out on the opportunity to go to Featherstone or Keighley. Okay, Barry Chinori's finished having his say to the referee. Longhorns will resume this set of 6. They lead 26-10. And here we go. See if they can use the full width of the field from right to left. Andrew Code is the halfback, waiting on the blind side. Waiting on the open side is Cormac Murphy. Goes to Matt Code. And out to number 15, who we're just checking to see if there was a foot in touch there. No, it is a try. And I'm going, and it's Adam Carberry. Adam Carberry. Apologies for not calling his name immediately. Adam Carberry.
I think we're beyond date now. That's Longhorns game.
Tried Adam Carberry, so it's 30-10 now. And 26 unanswered points from Longhorns RL. 26 unanswered points. Carberry's a familiar name for me, and if you're a Souths fan, maybe you're a bit before your time, but Michael Carberry was a good second rower there for Souths. Played in the early 80s. Went to play for my team, Illawarra Steelers, and his brother Greg also played for the Illawarra Steelers. Sideline conversion attempt from Matt Code. Oh, in
off the post, fantastic kick.
In off the left upright, 32-10. 28 unanswered points from Longhorns RL. 28 unanswered points. Great performance. So again, we've got some
touch judges getting a bit of abuse there.
It doesn't really seem to matter at this point, does it? With a final almost complete and a 32-10 margin. It doesn't really. There's not much that would seem to be that important, but in any case, we are going to see some more rugby league this domestic season. When I say domestic season, I mean club season, because this is the last domestic club rugby league we're going to see in Ireland this year. But of course, the clubs 13 are touring England, and we've got World Cup qualifiers coming up at the end of the year. Ireland are in a group with Italy and Spain. The top two from that group will go through to the 2021 World Cup in England. And kick-off went out on the full from Exiles. So Longhorns number 9, Daniel Norton, gets us started again. And it's Ryan Healy hitting the ball up. And he's 15 metres in from touch, some 40 metres out. Goes out to the winger. Nice pass too to Luke Lehan. He manages to stay in, which is a really good effort. Matt Coe just grabs another 3 or 4 metres. Determined to get another try they are. Matthew Connolly. He'll be in the full Ireland squad perhaps in a couple of months. Matthew Connolly tackled right on the line there. He's got a full complement of teammates fanned out to the right. Matt Code throws a dummy, straightens up, heads back into heavy traffic. And that attacking foray has been unsuccessful. Daniel Norton's pass being...
I'm not sure what he's given here.
He's given a penalty, I think, offside defending their own line against... Is that a fair guess? Against Exiles? Offside on their own
Looks like what
line.
he's given.
So another set of 6. A chance to add to their total. Already leading by 22 points. And an attempt to burrow under the defence there. Not quite successful. Nice little step, and without a hand laid on him, Andrew Code. Andrew Code with the try. 36-10. 36-10. And the number of unanswered points has gone up to 32. 32 unanswered points. It was 10-4 for a long period in the first half to the Dublin City Exiles. Now 36-10. Longhorns RL over the Exiles in the 2019 All-Ireland final. We've known for a good 15-20 minutes now that the All-Ireland champions for this year would be Longhorns RL. And the question I was going to ask, does that mean they represent Ireland in the Challenge Cup next year?
I believe so, yeah. They'll be in the first round draw now. In January, I believe the first round is played.
And tell us, very close to scoring an away win. It was away, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think they got beat by 2 points in the end. They were very, very unfortunate not to get the win against Lough Lane last year.
34-10. 30 unanswered points for Longhorns RL, and we can't have long left on the clock now. 34-10. It's Longhorns.
I think it's 38-10.
38-10, sorry. 38-10. 38-10.
Can't be too long left now.
38-10. Longhorns RL over Exiles. 34 unanswered points. Danny McCarthy just got him by the jersey.
That's a great
but he lost the ball in the
that.
tackle there. Referee didn't see it.
Oh.
Went backwards anyway, so he plays the ball. Wayne Kelly at dummy half. Looks to the blind side to Trenor. First dummy, scores himself. Barry Trenor.
Consolation score.
38-14 now, and that run of uninterrupted run of points by Longhorns stops at 34. So 38-14.
It's good to see the Exiles didn't throw the heads down completely, and they wanted to get in there for a score at the end. Just makes that. I don't think the scoreline reflects their effort today. They have been in defence. They've been a lot better than the scoreline would suggest.
Yeah, they just put everything into that first hour, didn't they? They
Yeah.
didn't conserve any energy. I guess the idea, if you're going to lead, was to lead by as much as you could, and then hang on for dear life. And unfortunately, they just weren't able to amass enough points.
Just burn themselves out very quickly. Yeah. Still, it's been a good match to watch.
Danny McCarthy with a successful conversion. 38-16 full time. And congratulations to Longhorns RL, All-Ireland champions for 2019. Also congratulations for making the final to the Dublin City Exiles, who were brave, who led early, but just could not withstand that middle period power and speed and strength from the Longhorns RL. And they will again represent Ireland in the Challenge Cup next year, Longhorns RL. And they are your 2019 All-Ireland champions, Longhorns RL. 38-16 full time. And there was a period in the middle there where they scored 34 unanswered points. And the Code brothers, big part of that, the halfback and the fullback. Certainly quite a dynasty being built here in Ireland by the Longhorns RL organisation. And proud father Barry, who was also the chairman of Rugby League Ireland, is going to be presenting those trophies now. What's it going to take to challenge them in future seasons, do you think? They've got a lot going for them, a lot of depth.
Yeah, I mean, I think they were missing a few today as well, so it's difficult to say if anybody can get near them. I think if you want to beat them, you're going to have to put together a squad of maybe 30 guys that are going to be able to gel together well. And, well, fingers crossed we can get somebody from the north to challenge at some stage.
It's a nice guard of honour for the vanquished there. Man of the match, it's what do you think?
There was a couple of guys that stood out for me.
We're just having a think there. Maybe we could vote on Facebook. If you're watching on Facebook, write down your man of the match. We'll have a look at your nominations, and then we'll nominate a man of the match. I think Matt Code was very, very good.
I was just about to say Matt Code would be my favourite for it. I think
James Mulvaney was very good.
He had a superb game.
Kevin Varga was very good. I think we're going to go with Matt Code. Matt Code.
Folks, I suppose we're looking for an exhibition to develop the game of rugby league. I think we just saw we're evolving as a sport. I think that's fair to say. And today is the culmination of 12 months of hard work by a lot of people in the background. And I can think of Dave Johnson of people. I'm not going to leave somebody out. To all the people in the background, a lot of others, pressing, collecting the ball, jumping on the committee of the board. Thank you very much for all your hard work. We've had a hard tough year. Today is where it all came to. It's a great time. All the stuff participated. The first time rugby league we actually managed to fill all our districts. The first time to fill all the clubs, played all their games. That's a huge commitment to the players, not just these two teams, but all the teams throughout the country. So thank you very much for all the coaches and the players. Well done. Here's some events in the background. Our youngest and newest club in that boy there is Tony Day, the legend, of course. There's always a winner and a loser and everything, and I think myself and Barry spoke after the Exiles played in Europe a couple of weeks ago, and he said we're fighting to get to where the Longhorns are. And I think what I saw certainly in the first half today, I was up there going, where is it? So an improvement in the last couple of weeks. I don't know what you can do for last year, but you can do something recent. And your coaches and your managers, well done guys, you've obviously done something right. That's all the formalities done. We're going to give the medals out.
Wherever you are in the world, please stick around. We're going to be talking to the man of the match. I think we've gave that away. Matt Code, fullback for Longhorns RL. Really want to thank you for joining the revolution of the live streaming of rugby league. It's something that's really exploded over the last 12 months. And it's really important for organisations like Rugby League Ireland to give a platform for the players and the sponsors. Allows them to take control of their own profile, and it's really important that if you liked it, that you comment and share and do all that sort of stuff. And hopefully it will grow again over the next 12 months. The live streaming of rugby league around the world. This is the biggest day in the Irish domestic game. It's the All-Ireland final. Unfortunately, we can't hear what Barry Trenor there is saying. You might be able to just pick it up. We can just pick it up. But he said he was immensely proud. He always hoped to get to a grand final. I don't think I've ever seen a touch flash the devil horns before, ever, for a photo, so there you go.
Matt Connolly and his extra small shirt.
I'm sorry, man. Down. Oh, yeah. Jesus.
Well, I promised we were going to have an interview afterwards. We've got Matt Coe, the man of the match. How are you, Matt?
Yeah, not too bad, yeah.
So tell us about that. A bit scary early. You were down 10-4 for about half an hour. What was going through your minds then?
Look, we always knew they were going to throw everything at us in the first half an hour. We just had to kind of absorb that and take it for what it is. And look, they really came out firing. Like, we couldn't believe it. Like, every single time we carried forward, they had 3 lads just angling in on us. I don't think we did ourselves any favours because we were running in ones a lot of the time. And once we got our structure kind of back into play, you just see holes opening up, and that's when we really started to get a roll on and start playing.
So obviously, hopefully, a lot of viewers who aren't familiar with the Irish game and maybe don't know how a kid would start playing rugby league in Ireland. What you obviously you've got a family connection to the sport, so that's one thing. But what made you take it up?
Well, I have a family connection now, thankfully. But I actually started out just I saw an advertisement for the under-19 Ireland trials. I was still in school at the time, and Casey Dunn was organising that, and I just kind of rocked down. They screened 90 kids or so, and they selected me to go and play against Scotland, and it was an experience I couldn't believe. Still playing in school but still able to represent my country was such a big honour, and then it just built on from there. Casey pulled me out to a club session, and I really started to build into it, drag my brothers into it naturally. If I'm going, everyone else is coming with me, and now to have such a big family, we talk about, obviously my parents are involved as well, but it's become such a bigger thing now of, on and off the field. I feel like, a collective 30-40 guys that I'm just really close to now. We've built this strong community here. So it's great to see, but we could definitely do it more bodies. For everyone who's looking out, get down. If you want to play a bit of ball over the summer, it's great. It's really good, it's really physical, but it keeps you fit.
There's so much, just looking at the early game, the under-16s, there's so much rugby talent in this country, and there's so few professional opportunities, isn't there? So there's obviously a lot of potential for the sport here.
Huge, it's massive. My brother was out playing with the under-16s today, and he did very well, and he'd be looking at university for the UK, hopefully, things like that. There's great opportunity, particularly at a younger age, thanks to Casey and thanks to a few others, those doors are being opened now. Before they weren't. Even compared to when I was going through the system, there wasn't many connections there. Now they're just building and building, and you see the lads like Ronan Michael over in Huddersfield, and James Mulvaney, who was out today, and Kevin Farragut. They're over playing at Leeds Beckett University, and that's great opportunities for those kids, and these lads are only 18, 19, and getting the opportunity to play ball week in, week out.
Now Casey will kill me if I don't give you the opportunity to plug the Club's 13, because that's his baby. He loves talking about that. So tell us, second last question, tell us about the Club's 13. You've got a tour coming up.
Yeah, so we're heading over to Keighley next weekend. We actually play Featherston Rovers, their reserve side. We put them to 6 points. Basically, it's a combination of as you've seen today, the best club players playing in the domestic league here. We build a team and we go over and we play against competitive sides over in the UK. It's building a lot of traction, and it's setting the standard here for rugby league. And for the opportunity for me to go over and play against a professional outfit like that is amazing. I learned so much playing in the Challenge Cup, but now that's only once a year. Now I'm getting 6, 7, 8, 9 games a season to go over and compete at a very high level. So that's brilliant.
So you've just won a title. What happens now? You've got some players who are going to be doing the nudie run. They haven't scored a try all season. It must be hard in an 8. I mean, there must be so many people who have to do the nudie run when the season only goes for 8 weeks.
No, it's all PG around here. I can't be alluded to anything like that. We're well behaved now. I would say home and all in bed by 9. The usual. Work tomorrow.
Well, congratulations.
Listen, thank you very much.
You're an all-Ireland champion.
Oh,
Congratulations.
thank you so much.
Cheers. Thank you, everybody. Thanks for joining us today. Bit of rugby league history here today. Thank you to Rugby League Ireland for asking me to be involved. It's been a wonderful afternoon, and I'm looking forward to joining some of that PG fun inside now. See you later. Bye.
It's lovely to meet you. I really appreciate it. Cheers.